Hello everyone, I'm Lost, and welcome to another episode of Weapon Spotlight. And today we're taking a look at the Murray Executioner's Sword. This weapon is incredibly deadly, and you'll see just why this weapon is so goddamn dangerous. Unfortunately, it's also a great sword, and great swords as a weapon class have the unfortunate distinction of not hitting hard enough nor being quick enough to be great weapons on their own. Are there a few exceptions? Sure. Can you make some of them really good with a good Ash of War? Sure. But the plain truth of it is, the weapons themselves are fairly generic. Granted, you can give yourself two of them, dual wield, and you'll get some more value out of it. But they were so much better in Dark Souls 3. Now let's take a look at my build here. This is one of the first times I have a build that isn't actually directly about the weapon. Now don't get me wrong, I have of course used all of the important talismans here, and that would be the Shard of Alexander, the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia, and Millicent Prosthesis, because all of these raises the power of successive attacks. And that's what this weapon art is all about. Pew! But the stats that we have is actually for a different build that I have. This build right here is all about how many arcane or occult weapons can I use on one character. It's basically for me as a streamer slash YouTuber, so I don't have to create a new build every single time I'm in the mood for a weapon. So instead I created this generic occult build so we can use all of these different weapons. That being said, even though the skills are not distributed to get the most out of this weapon, it still hits like a goddamn truck. In addition to that, I also have... Oops, where is it? We have to go into my inventory. There we go. Stop it. There we go. We also have the Thorny Crack Tear, which also temporarily boosts successive attacks, as well as the Leaden Hard Tear to get just enough poise to get that attack off. Now, we also are using Exalted Flesh, because that just increases the amount of physical damage, and while this weapon do have a little bit of magic damage, it still has a pretty strong amount of physical. There is one more thing I want to talk to you about this weapon, and that is, you can charge this. I know, you can charge this, which is really good if you're doing a PvE run. In fact, if you do that, you can probably switch out my Bullgoat Talisman with something else. I just need that to get to my 65 poise, plus look at my fashion, it looks amazing. I generally will not charge this weapon art, because that's a detriment in PvP. But that's all I have to say for the intro. Let's get to some killing, shall we? You know, this might not be relevant information, but I'm going to tell you guys anyways. I am incredibly hungry right now, and after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna go and grab myself a club sandwich. You know, one of those with chicken and bacon and garlic dressing. Oh, I absolutely love those. Anyways, so I'm fighting a gank. And whoopsie poopsie, I accidentally used one of my red fingers. When you're fighting a gank like this, you generally have a few different emotions. And one of my emotions here were hope. Yeah, because we're using a weapon that is capable of delivering a tremendous amount of damage in a very short span, which is, you know, generally always the best. One thing I found a little unfortunate though was that I couldn't drill into somebody that was using their dragon power, because they would just fall down to the ground again. Maybe if he had a little bit more poise, but that was not the... Ow! My face! That was not the situation right there. Lucky for me... No, not lucky for me, that guy is still alive. How did he even survive that? Pretty interesting fight though, considering the fact that these guys are using their bows. Ow, my face! I'm trying to hunt down this guy and I get him, and now my life is much easier. Dealing with two guys as opposed to three is so much more comfortable. You know who's not comfortable? That guy. And pow. The guy decides to leave. I'm fairly certain that's an Alt F4. Honestly, man, don't do that. The only person that is really suffering from this is you and your own integrity. Fight the fight till its end. Now, another group of 3 people, and already I'm like halfway deleted Sigismund right there, which might be a reference to the Warhammer character. Anyways, 1 man down. He's absolutely destroyed, and oh, I killed the other guy as well. I don't know why Cereal Milk decided to sit that fight out, and my god, why did his name have to be something with food? Now I'm hungry. I mean, I've been hungry this entire time, but Christ. Have you ever had like a really good club sandwich, guys? Trust me, you really ought to try that. It's like an angel came down from the heavens and shat in your mouth. I mean, it's angel poo. It probably tastes great. I mean, why wouldn't it? Anyways, we're now fighting Elden-Gilf. Elden-Gilf is a man with a shield, and I haven't really fought a lot of people with shields here, but I would imagine that the Murray sword would make pretty short work of these people, considering the fact that we can very easily guard break. Once they're guard broken, they're in the drill, and they're absolutely dead. Now, this person, Magic Crackhead, decided, hey, I'm going to support my friend from a distance, which honestly is a good idea. I was focused on this guy, and then the Gilf decided to try to murder me with his weapon art, which is also really damn powerful. What we're doing now is simply we're looking for our opening. I don't need a large one. I simply need one of these people to stand still for a certain amount of time. I don't know what happened here, or if I killed Magic Crackhead, but I would think that the best thing to do in this situation would be to focus on the host, considering the fact that he's got his shield. Oh god, we got a birdie here! Wildlife to the rescue! Oh, that's how he died. You know what? It's a little unfortunate. I really wanted to murder a crackhead in that situation. Don't take that out of context. But hey, we won, which is the important part here. Now we're fighting King in the sewer, and I was thinking, where is your friend? Oh, maybe you're just tongued. Turns out, no, he's not tongued. The reason why I couldn't see his friend is because his friend is invisible. Before you go to the comment section though and type in that this guy is hacking, he's not. This is a simple desync issue. This has happened before, this will happen again, and it was a fairly common occurrence, at least for me, when I was playing Dark Souls 3. It is something that From Software has yet to fix, but that being said, yeah, I'm still in a bit of a bother here, aren't I? I have to fight an invisible man who's using dragon attacks. Granted, I can still see the dragon when it pops out of his stupid face. There it is. And if only I could drill him as he is in the air, but no, he gets sent to the ground and it saved his life. So, now I have to run away. And that didn't work out. So, GG to those people, and we move on. And this is a fun one, because right now I get shot. And I'm trying to be CSI here. I'm looking at the arrow. I'm looking at, okay, it came from over there. I'm trying to look at the angle to figure out the enemy. But luckily, I do see another arrow that was shot against me. And now we're on the hunt. However, this guy is not the host. So I'm expecting a little bit of a sneak attack. I tried to attack him. It didn't work. And here we go. We get in one hit. And I saw the actual host attack me. Doesn't matter if you have a shield though. I just immediately crush him. I know I'm using the weapon art a lot in this video, but that's because, hey, it's super powerful and honestly is one of the few things this weapon has going for it. I think the next time I'm going to use this weapon, I will bring something else with me. An offhand weapon of some sort to make the fights way more interesting. That being said, this guy is really interesting. He's got a a really cool fighting style here. I appreciate that. He tries to golden order me as much as he can, but I just simply walk up to him and with one hit we end him. My god, there's so many OP weapons in this game. Well, if you want to delete people, you certainly can. This weapon is incredibly powerful and you can destroy the opposition with it. That being said, it kinda has one move that you fall back on every single time, and it's not that fun. Sure, for one day or maybe 2 days I have enjoyed myself using this build, but it gets repetitive, man. It really does. I prefer my weapons to have a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of utility, different options for different situations. This is a one-size-fits-all type of thing, which I'm not particularly fond of. That being said, we have to give this weapon a score, and I want to give it a 9 out of 10, just because it's so incredibly powerful. That's it. Remember to subscribe, or I will shank you in the throat. And I'll see you in the next one. Kisses.